Okay, we need to talk about this whole Jeffrey Epstein situation because there has been such a big backlash from what the government announced on Monday that it has literally got Trump's most loyal fans turning against him. So, on Monday, as you may have heard, the DOJ, Department of Justice, and FBI concluded that they have, quote, no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein blackmailed any powerful figures, that he kept an incriminating client list, or that he was murdered. They also released over 10 hours of footage that they say indicates no one entered the area of Epstein's cell on the night that he died. And then, just to top it all off, remember the, quote, truckloads of Epstein documents that were being hidden from the government in the FBI office in New York that Pam Bondi then said that they were going to release because it all came in, they're reviewing it? Well, guess what? Well, they are now saying that no further disclosure of Epstein-related material will be appropriate or warranted. So, that's that. Essentially, this is supposed to bring the whole Epstein case that's been going on for years to a close. They checked off all the remaining boxes. No client list.
I don't feel so good.
He wasn't murdered and didn't blackmail any powerful figures, so no one else is involved. But, oh my lord, this is absolutely not where the story ends because the backlash has been vicious. Just look at this post. 1.93 million posts, trending #1 on politics today. And the problem is so many of the answers that they gave, it's crazy. Firstly, starting with the there's no client list. In February, Pam Bondi was asked this on Fox News.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump.
It's sitting on my desk right now. Now, Pam Bondi has since been asked why there was a client list and then suddenly now there isn't at all. And she essentially said, it's a big old miscommunication. What she meant was that the Epstein files as a whole was sitting on our desk ready to review. Silly old us. Then, as for the footage, they say that this footage that they released, the 10 or 11 hours, shows, quote, as clear as day that no one could have killed Epstein. Problem is, though, their day that they're referencing is foggy as hell. So maybe we would have had a clearer day if we actually got camera footage from the two cameras pointing at his cell. Because this one is just from the area, and as you can see, it's like a hallway towards there. But we don't have that footage, however, because in 2020, the jail revealed that, unfortunately, the footage has been permanently destroyed by accident due to technical errors. So there were cameras out pointing directly at his cell at the time he died, but we just don't have the footage. And the crazy part about that is that footage situation was just one of the long list of things that actually had to go wrong for Epstein to be able to commit suicide in prison. For starters, authorities said that Epstein had a failed suicide attempt on the 23rd of July. This is the Washington Post, for example. This isn't some fluky little Daily Beast or This is the Washington Post. They said, quote, Epstein said he believed he had been attacked. However, we don't have that footage outside his cell to know any more about the 23rd of July incident because that's been accidentally destroyed as well. Now, following that, he was placed on suicide watch and he was supposed to have a roommate, which he did for a couple of weeks. But then that roommate was transferred on the 9th of August, right? The 10th, he died. And this is despite a staggering 8 different jail officials knowing that Epstein was not supposed to be left in his cell alone. 8. Again, this is also from the Washington Post. But don't worry, the madness just keeps going because the 2 guards that were supposed to be checking on Epstein, well, apparently they falsified documents to suggest that they did when they weren't. This was also the first suicide that New York prison had had in 13 years. And also, we're not even mentioning that the investigation into his death has never actually been made public. What was made public, though, was the footage from the night that he died, which wasn't outside his jail cell, and it has a minute missing. Now, Pam Bondi has given the explanation as to why there was a minute missing, and this is it.
And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night the video is reset and every night should have the same minute missing.
And because this case is kind of just trying to be closed without answering many of the questions that people have, like for example, they said he didn't blackmail anyone, so how did he make his money? Because one of the biggest assumptions that everyone was working on was that he made his money by blackmailing these powerful figures. And so if they say that that isn't the case anymore, then the biggest question is, how did he make his money? These staggering amounts of money to own an island. Well, because of questions like that and many more, people refuse to let it go. And so when Trump was asked last night to give a response to all of this, oh my God, the one that he gave, I don't think could have infuriated not just people, but his supporters in particular anymore.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
So the following people are all people that have come out and supported Trump with this whole election. Roseanne Barr said, Mr. President, yes, we still care about Epstein. Is there a time not to care about child trafficking? Read the damn room. Joe Rogan said, shout out to all the people that still don't believe in conspiracies. Your ability to stick to your guns is inspiring. The Hodge twins, they're big Trump supporters. They said, Trump telling everyone to just get over the Epstein list is a slap in the face to the people who voted for him. He's done a lot of good things, but this is really bad. We won't be quiet about it. Benny Johnson, another one. He said, we care about Epstein because we care if our government is protecting an elite cult. That's it. That's why we care. The government should be thrilled to prove that they are not protecting predators by releasing all Epstein evidence and prosecuting. Tucker Carlson, I mean, the list keeps on going. He said, I don't want a revolution, but if you wanted a revolution, this is how you would act.
How can you say that thousands of children were raped, but I'm not going to find out who raped them?
Yeah.
How can you say that? Who raped them? Where are the rapists? Like, why aren't they in jail? What? This is the Department of Justice.
Yeah,
I don't want a revolution, but if you wanted a revolution, this is how you would act.
Elon Musk, I know he's no longer a supporter of Donald Trump, but he said, how can people be expected to have faith in Trump if he won't release the Epstein files? And then he also went on to claim that Steve Bannon, which is Trump's former chief strategist in the White House, had him for like 7 months, then fired him. But anyway, he said that he was in the Epstein files, to which a fair question was put out by Candace Owens. She said, I think it would be prudent for a journalist just to ask the White House plainly if Elon Musk was granted access to the Epstein files. Otherwise, what are we doing here? Accusing everyone we're mad at of being in the files? Elon, fair enough. We've been here before, and you've already apologized once for claiming that Trump was in it, so have you seen the files or not? I personally don't believe he has. I think he's just saying shit at this point. Oh, and then last one. This isn't like a Trump supporter or anything, but I thought it was funny. The Babylon Bee said there's no Epstein client list. Says Epstein's clients. Point is, if the Trump administration wanted to end the discussion on Epstein, they've done the exact opposite. People are talking about it now more than they have since this whole thing kicked off. Maybe not when Stephen Hawking's name was brought up that other time. That was crazy. But the big question is whether all of this pressure, people putting pressure on the government, is actually going to do anything or not, make meaningful action. Because unfortunately, it feels like we've been here before, not just with this administration, but 2 prior administrations before this. And one of them was it was a Democrat. And still, we have so many unanswered questions. And they refuse to answer these questions in a way that makes any sense. Oh, yes, Alex! Good morning, good sir! But what do you guys think? Are you happy with the way that this is all being dealt with? Do you ever think that we will see the full Epstein files and this whole case will start to make any sense? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and also while you're there, let me know if we should make these single topics Wednesday regular. We can call it like a bust it wide open Wednesday. And then a rapid fire Friday, and then we just have like the regular news roundup Monday. So you just get everything. And it's never been a better time to be a citizen of the empire. So, subscribe. Let's get us to 1 million citizens. And I will see you on Rapid Fire Friday. Woo! There's something flying around in here. I don't know what. I can hear it though. It's like, and then just to, what the fuck? Hey, yo! Hey, just keep this here for protection. They checked off all the remaining boxes, didn't they? They said no. Ah, we've got an intruder of the empire. Oh, we've got 2! Hey, yo! Shit! Oh, this is getting out of hand.